Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a drink.
All right. And with that, we are back in the lobby bar for the week of November the 18th, 2024. Brian and Michaela here with you. And Michaela, we are celebrating all things Chambord this month, right? We've been getting that
Truth.
raspberry elixir into our systems every week so far this month. And this week is going to be no exception. But luckily for us, we found something that was also going to tie into a pretty monumental film release coming up this week. That is Wicked. Of course, everyone get those tickets bought to go see that. We're going to be seeing it next week and talking about it here on the pod in a couple of weeks. But in our research for getting the cocktail put together for Wicked, we found one, and it's called Before the Ruby Slippers. And that sounds pretty good because I have a feeling that you like a couple of things here, Michaela, and that is Chambord and Ruby Slippers, probably.
There's nothing I don't like about this. It's elderflower rose gin from Empress. It's raspberry liqueur Chambord. It's gold luster dust. It's all the things that I love in a
Mm,
cocktail for sure.
okay. Yes, that's true. It does
Yeah.
have all of those things in there. Like I said, we were looking for our Wicked cocktail. We got together yesterday and did a little bit of cocktail making, and we found this one. We said that's going to be perfect for the month, right? Because it features Chambord, which is the ingredient of the month. We can do it. It's going to look beautiful. It's going to get everyone jazzed up to go see Wicked. I myself am very jazzed up to go see Wicked, and I was pretty jazzed up about this cocktail too. So, Michaela, this one comes together. It's pretty easy to put together. You're going to shake it with some ice and then strain it. It calls for a goblet with like crushed ice. We just had
Mhm.
some like smaller sized ice cubes that you had there at your house, and I think those did the trick too. So go ahead into a shaker tin, put in 2 ounces of your elderflower rosé gin. If you can't find that particular one, you might be missing the mark a little bit, but just go ahead and use a regular gin. I think you're going to get close enough. So 2 ounces of that, 1 ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice, a half ounce of simple syrup, and then you're going to go ahead and shake that up, strain it into your glass there with the crushed ice. And then you're going to drizzle on top about a half ounce or so of that Chambord. It's going to kind of striate through there, give it a little bit of a ruby red hue as it goes through there. And then you're going to garnish that with some raspberries and gold luster dust. The gold luster dust doesn't do anything except for make you feel magical on your way to the world of Oz.
That's right. Uh, I loved this. I thought it was beautiful. First of all, it's got this like hot pink versus light pink moment because you got the raspberry liqueur on the top, you got the Chambord at the top, which is ruby red, and then it kind of fades to this hot pink. It's just beautiful. And I love the way this tastes. The Chambord really brings out like a richness to the raspberry kind of brightness. It's not too sour. The simple syrup adds just enough of the sweetness to where it's not super sweet. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. This one was really good and a really good way to incorporate some Chambord into some gin type flavors. We're gonna have to come up with something a little bit heavier, I think, for next week. It's going to be, Thanksgiving here in the U.S., so maybe we'll have to turn our attention to some bourbon and Chambord for next week. But this is perfect. It's like I said, going to get you in the mood to go see Wicked, and that's what's going to be coming out next week for everyone. Let's talk about what came out this week for everyone. Red One leads the way, $34 million. Congrats, Red One, and its lone week here on top. I'm guessing, followed by Venom: The Last Dance, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, Heretic, and The Wild Robot rounds out the top five. Red One, pretty good reviews there from what I've seen. Seems like it's a fun time. We're actually going to be going to see it tomorrow. So we'll be able to try out some Red One cocktails, hopefully there in the lobby bar, and talk with everyone over on Patreon about those a little bit later this week. But heard anything about Red One? You looking forward to seeing Santa Claus in action, Michaela?
Yes, I'm looking forward to all the things. I'm excited. I've got my hopes up, but I'm trying to keep things in kind of a keep my expectations kind of in the medium to low place because this is either going to be a
Mhm.
lot of fun or it's going to be like one of those things where you're like, man, it tried to be Die Hard and it failed. Die Hard for kids, I feel
Wow,
like.
Die Hard for kids. Okay,
It
yeah,
just has
I
that
agree.
adventure-ness about it, right? Where I think there are some films that come out at Christmas time and you think they're going to be like super hits and then they're not. But this has all of the things. It's got a great cast. The previews look great. The polar bear looks great. I mean, the special effects don't look too wonky. I'm excited. I'm excited.
You're excited for it. All right. That sounds good to me. Yeah, it's going to be a good Christmas season, little pre-Christmas season time, I think. So we're going to go check that out. It looks like the theater's already like decked out for it. So I guess kudos to Red One's marketing team there. They've got a bunch of stuff going on for it. So we'll try to check out some Red One cocktails here this week because those cocktails are going to have to give way. We've got a couple of things coming out this week, Michaela. Let's talk about these. We've got Gladiator 2 and Wicked, both releasing on the same day, November the 22nd. I don't know if they're really like pushing for like a Barbenheimer kind of a thing. I don't think it's going to reach those heights, and I'll kind of talk about why. But Wicked, Gladiator 2, what do you think? You looking forward to these ones, Michaela?
I am. Look, I think more so with Wicked because I am a musical girl. I love a good musical. I'm really hope it's as amazing as the previews are making it look like it's going to be. I have this weird love-hate relationship with Ariana Grande. She's amazing. It's all me. It's not her. And even with that intact, I really just want this film to do as well as the previews make it look like it's going to do. I hear that they are fleshing out the story a lot more than what is in the musical from the book, because it was a book before it was a musical. And so that's really exciting to me because I really want to see some character development. I really want to see these things come alive. It looks like it's going to be beautifully filmed. All of the former members of the cast from like the original Broadway production have seen it and given it kudos. They probably kind of have to do that, but at the same time, man, I just hope it's great. And the same thing to a lesser extent with Gladiator. Gladiator, the first one was so good. And we actually covered that last year, I want to say. And I don't know. It's got all the things to make it great. It's got great actors. It's got Denzel Washington. It's got Pedro Pascal. It's got some really great actors in it. I don't know. I'm really hoping that it's not a complete disaster.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a complete disaster. Everything I've heard about it is that it's going to be pretty good. I think it's going to miss the mark here in terms of the Barbenheimer thing. A couple of reasons. Wicked's very long, and it's a musical, converts to Barbie. And then Gladiator 2, presumably, we haven't seen it yet, is going to be much more brutally violent than Oppenheimer was. So I think it's going to appeal to different demographics there. So I don't think we're going to get a repeat of Barbenheimer, but I do think you're going to get people seeing both of these. But I mean, that's probably going to be a long time. I haven't looked up the runtime for Gladiator 2, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's probably well over 2 hours as well. So I don't know for sure there. Coming out on your TV screens this week, we've got a couple of things. Amelia Perez is out on Netflix. If you want to get that watched, it's on a lot of Oscar shortlists. You can check that out. We've got a little short Christmas tale. It's called An Almost Christmas Story on Disney Plus. I'm looking kind of forward to watching this. I hadn't really heard much about it until doing my research for this week, but sounds pretty good. It's directed by David Lowery, who is probably most notable for having directed The Green Knight a couple years back. By my estimation, one of the best looking films of the last 5 years for sure. The animation style here in this looks really good. It's kind of like a wood carved kind of thing. So that's kind of fun. And then if you missed Twisters, you probably didn't. Everyone saw Twisters, but that's available on Peacock. Have you heard about this? An Almost Christmas Story, Michaela?
No, I'm looking it up and it looks like it is going to be a really cool animated film. I love the look of it. Oh my gosh. Alfonso Cuarón. Yeah, this looks great. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, just a little short, a little holiday special to get you in the mood for Christmas season. That's going to be coming everyone's way. You know, Fast and Furious now as we're almost to Thanksgiving here.
Yeah. Oh, very cool.
Yeah, it's absolutely as I said, as we're making our way to Thanksgiving, we've got some fun holiday stuff planned here for everyone on the podcast as well. You know, last week we talked about Michaela for the boys. That was a really good time. This week we have a Patreon vote up for everyone to go to patreon.com/drinkthemovies. You can vote on what episode we release next. We've got a couple left over from our our recordings during the writer's strike from last year. So trying to get those out. We got way bogged down in seeing too many new movies. So we've got a couple up there. So go to Patreon and vote. We appreciate our patrons over there so much. We've got a couple of other things coming everyone's way. Michaela, we're going to have our bonus episode for the month coming out. We're still trying to pin down exactly what we want to do for November, right? Because we've got Christmas movies coming out like Red One, Best Christmas Pageant Ever what is it? Best, is that what it's called? Yeah, we saw that this week too. Maybe it's one of those, or maybe it's something else for November. I'm not 100% sure, but you can go check that out. We're going to be discussing that with our patrons on our hangout this week. We've got that to look forward to, talking about cocktails and movies with everyone over there. And then we're going to be getting into some Christmas stuff, a little bit of an early sneak peek, The Nightmare Before Christmas, coming the week before December starts. So look forward to that, everyone. So I want to thank everyone for joining us here in the lobby bar. Let us know your Chambord recipes as we've got those coming to a close here for the month. One more to get down as we make our way to Thanksgiving. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week in the lobby bar.